Can speakers be chameleons? Can one speaker sound like another speaker, even a little bit? I don't really think so. You know, can a focal speaker sound like a Dynaudio speaker? Really? No, I don't think so, right? But all over the internet, and all over YouTube are these sound demos of speakers, and people ask me to do sound demos, and I flat out refuse to do it because I think it's a dumb idea, and I think it's hugely misleading that people think they heard the sound of, let's say, a Wilson Alexia over their KEF LS50s. Boy, if that was possible, why would you have to buy the Wilson? You could just buy the... Oh man, please. Now, it gets worse, really, because think about how impossible that job is. I mean, to take a sideways approach here, can you hear the true sound of a grand piano over a pair of LS50s? Can you reproduce the sound of a drum kit, you know, over a Dynaudio? No, you can't, right? And those recordings, professional recordings, made by trained engineers who really know how to use microphones, who spend a big chunk of their waking life trying to make great sounding recordings, it's impossible. You can't really reproduce the sound of of a live instrument, an acoustic instrument, let's keep it as simple as possible, over any speaker I've ever heard. And those recordings are made by people who know what they're doing as opposed to a vlogger. Or even if the vlogger is an engineer, do they have great microphones? How great are the acoustics of their room? Because after all, you are listening to the speakers not just in space, you're hearing them in an acoustic space, which is going to color the sound of the speaker, right? The task of first of all, capturing the sound of a speakers, pairs of speakers with stereo imaging, no less, that's just a fool's errand. It's just not going to work. Now, the vloggers that do these demos, they either do them in their home listening room, or it shows, oh, I want to hear what the speaker sounded like at Expo or Rocky Mountains or Munich or something. No, again, especially in a hotel room, especially in a show, I mean, those rooms mostly sound awful. It's just, you can see it bugs me, right? Because people ask me to do it, and no, that's just, and we're putting aside the whole music copyright issue, which is also no small mountain to climb. So please stop asking me. I know that making this video is really not going to change anything, and people will continue to say, hey, can we hear it? You're talking about the speaker. Why can't we hear it? This video is trying to explain why you can't hear it from me, or actually from anybody else. Now, one of the reasons I'm so riled up about this is because when I hear sound demos, and I do, look at these videos and listen to the demos of speakers that I know really, really well, and I say to myself, no, that's not what that speaker sounds like. That's just a really awful recording of sound bouncing around a room. There's nothing of the essence of the sound of a Harpeth P3 ESR that I've ever heard over a sound demo. I've never heard a KEF LS50. I've never heard a Klipsch. I've never heard a Martin Logan reproduced over the sound over a pair of Dynaudios. I'm running out of names that just pop off the top of my head. It's just bad. It's just bad, and misleading. And I don't want to repeat myself over and over again, but just think for yourself. Think about what you're getting out of it. Now, sure, there's entertainment value that comes out of it, and I'll give you that. But I just don't want to be a part of misleading people that they think they heard a speaker that I reviewed. I'm standing in front of a pair of Klipsch Forte speakers, and yes, I'm much closer than I was to doing a long piece on that, because I've already reviewed the Klipsch Fortes for CNET, and I'm about to make a video about it and do a further thoughts review for CNET on the Fortes, and that's coming up hopefully within a month or so. But I know these speakers really, really well now. That's why I'm taking my time doing it, and I defy you to show me a video on YouTube that reproduces the sound of a Forte or any Klipsch speaker. Can you listen to the sound of a Fortes over Magnepans or vice versa? Do you really think you could? No. But even, let's say, reproducing the sound of Fortes over Fortes, that would be insane. Where would you place the microphone to reproduce the sound of a pair of stereo speakers? And by the way, using dummy head, binaural heads to reproduce the sound of them, well, humans don't hear, even real flesh and blood humans and plastic human heads with microphones where the ears would be, they still don't really hear the same, because the difference between a human head and a plastic one, depending on the human head, is that the human head can think. The brain attached to those ears can think and process the sound and understand what's going on. Where binaural recordings, which I know well because I took part in many dozens of Chesky binaural sessions. So I know what binaural microphone technique is possible of. I know it better than most. And I can tell you that a binaural recording in a room still doesn't really do it right. First of all, one of the obvious failings of binaural recordings is they don't really ever get a locked-in center image. It's that basic how they fail. Show me binaural recordings, true binaural recordings were only done with a dummy head and no other additional recording was used, that have a locked-in center, let's say for a vocalist. It doesn't exist, so they fail on such obvious ways. Again, it's just not possible to make the sound of a recording of speakers in a room and then play it back over speakers in another room in any meaningful way. So, I think we're done. My name is Steve Guttenberg. This is the Audiophiliac Daily Show, which does come up daily. If you like it, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. When you subscribe, you can hit that little notification bell. That means you'll be notified every time there's an exciting new episode. As exciting as this one? No, I doubt it, but I'll try. Each episode you'll be notified. And if you really like these videos, please check out my Patreon page, which can be found at patreon.com/audiophiliac. Yeah, like that. Anyway, my name's Steve Guttenberg. Thank you so much for watching. See you again real soon.